I grew up like a savage. Explain to these niggas that you had to be raw, nigga, cause this shit costs.
So the studio back then, it was like 20 something an hour, and that was a lot back in like the early 93, 94. Yeah. But the problem back then is it wasn't a lot of room for error because my first studio sessions was on 2-inch reels. So if you fucked up or the beat fucked up, we got to stop the session, keep paying, and splice the reel, tape it back together. Hella shit. And usually you ain't the nigga paying if you the rapper, so you the nigga got to deal with something. You gonna have to go through something, run
usually
another
bundle.
bundle.
Is the gangster nigga from the hood.
Yeah, you got to go through some shit. So it was like you had to come in ready. Like me, I always wrote my verses the night before so that I could say them. So that it sound. A lot of times back then, you could hear a nigga rapping from the paper and going da 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 da. You had to make it flow smooth. What I had, the gift that everybody said I had was my voice, the way my voice came across. And so when my voice coming across, I was able to deliver the best little messages I could with the best little impacts I could. But you had to be, man, you had to be on point.
Yeah, I had to just stop you right there because I always want niggas to understand. Like,
it wasn't the same
when
as
I went
this
in the
shit.
studio, my first time in the studio probably was with Bruh and Stone when they was doing International Blunt Funk. And I seen the process and I was like, wait, this shit ain't
that was, and let me tell you, because I'm on that project, that was 8 DATs, 4 big ass VCR tapes. And them motherfuckers take an hour to line up. You know what I'm saying? The beat be cool, and the other piece of the beat be cool, but your verse be like 2 bars off and shit. They gotta rewind these motherfuckers and do it again. Hella time consuming. We in a blessed era right now. Punch button, push a finger.
So was you going to the grill too?
I birthed the grill. I remember Lev. The first time I did a song with Lev was Young Guns, me, E, and Richie Rich. And we did that up at the top of motherfucking like 35th somewhere in Lev. Nah, not on Fruitvale at that house.
Oh, not with the sliding door.
Nah, we was at Lev Mama house in the basement. Lev built a little studio, no bigger than this.
Yeah,
that was the grill at first.
Yeah, that's the one I think I went to.
It was just a little tube, not bigger than this, like a sliding door right here. Park Boulevard at the top, yeah. Then he moved it over to Fruitvale, and that's where we recorded the Cyda album.
Now, in recording this Cyda album, like, did y'all have a concept going in? Did y'all sit down and talk about it? Because let me tell you something. By the time I got a wind of it, right, I was hearing Cyda, but the first time I got it was, like I said, I went to jail. So this shit was on BET. Right, so I'm like, wait a minute, I know this nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I see, but what was most impressive is, you know, we had the Dog Pound. We had what other groups was out here? Like, it was a few more groups, right? Of course, we had our groups in Oakland, everyone we named. But the most impressive thing to me is how lyrical niggas was. I couldn't believe it.
So I'm gonna be honest with you, and this the honest to God truth. We was just some young niggas trying to get the fuck out of Oakland and away from harm. Like, we didn't want to die young. We were so mature, these was the conversations we were having at night.
Wow.
I'd be sitting there in one corner with my gun and shit in my lap and a bundle. He'd be sitting in the other corner. He was on 7-7. Them niggas sold Bammer weed.
Right.
So that nigga have a trash bag full of weed, but that shit'd go in a heartbeat.
Right.
And we would be like, we gotta, move to Atlanta or something, get out of here. Everybody dying, and shit ain't cool, niggas falling out. And so our goal was to stay out the streets as long as we could. It wasn't about making no dope album. It wasn't no concept. It was like this. All eyes was on us. Niggas was comparing me to Pac. Niggas was comparing either so-and-so. I was having battles with Rapping Ron. What we wanted was to succeed. We wanted people to look at us and say, yeah, that's my niggas. I know them.
Yeah.
It wasn't about trying to be bigger than nobody or nothing.
Now, Black
we was
Dynasty
fucking 16.
was from your area, though, right?
Yeah,
Black
I grew up
Dynasty.
with them niggas, Dion, them, y'all.
Yeah. And y'all was on Handlebars.
We was on Handlebar Records, and we got signed to East West Electra. And so the biggest problem we had accumulatively was that we were very mature for our age, so we weren't like a kid group. We was talking about shit niggas was talking about at 19 and 20, Nas and was rapping about.
Right.
And the bigger problem of the problems was we was really backed by gangsters, all right? And we had some knucklehead shit we was into. Right. Now here's the flaw. We're an East Oakland group backed by East Oakland gangsters, and we're signed to a East Coast record label. They have no idea what the fuck to do with us.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, just to even fit in, we had to come with Adidas, We kept the hard fires in the nights
Right.
and threw the peacoats and the little pimp hats on, right?
So yeah, and you speaking of Hollywood video, right?
Exactly.
So Hollywood video, well, not fuck the video, the song first of all. Whose idea was to start those verses off with old school verses?
I'm gonna give you the game. We was a family, paraphernalia to the mob. We had done a few songs before the Cyda album. Yup, Luniz, Drew Down, 3 Times Krazy, Cyda, Richie Rich, Swoop G. It's just we the hot
That's
boys
a cold
before the
label.
hot boys.
That's a cold
We
ass
some
label.
niggas that's just hungry and we going in biting, and the goal is compete with each other. So we had this dope ass motherfucking album. I'm talking about Cyda, One Step Beyond. We beating their ass. We do not have a single that the labels will accept. They won't, because we're from East Oakland. They like, that ain't the
That ain't
music
it. Yeah,
we
yeah.
be fucking with.
Yeah.
We can't.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so cool. The Luniz did I Got 5 on it. They big as shit.
Okay.
They working on their second album. They got this song called Hollywood. They coming with these old school verses. So we asked them, can we trade songs with you? We got a song that they really want. They like, yeah, no. We not trading no songs with you. So then Gov being Gov, hollered at their manager, C-Note at the time, being C-Note, and they made that happen, and they gave us the song, and they stayed on it to try to give us a caboose, because they could see, and they already knew, because they had this jump start on us,
Right.
how this industry act towards Oakland niggas.
Right.
Yeah.
All right?
Right.
They just happened to hit that one right beat, bring back that right song. Us, we brought back Buffalo Gals, and we is East Coast record label behind these East Oakland niggas. They don't really understand it.
Right.
Right? And we then paying homage. How do you pay homage to those that come before you?
Right.
You then mimic that verse and throw your twist to it.
That was
But
hard.
critics say y'all was biting.
Fuck no.
You didn't make that.
Fuck no.
They didn't understand young dudes bowing down to the people that came before them, saying, look, these was the great to us. These was the dudes that could help us cross this bridge.
You know what's crazy about that?
Yeah.
Rap culture, and people will criticize that at the time and say that, right? But how many times, just really real shit, and this is his peer, this is not an OG to him. How many times did Hove use
my God.
Biggie shit?
And he
Every chance he get.
And he always calls it paying homage.
And what I'm saying is, but they peers though.
Right.
They not that y'all.
Yeah.
What y'all was doing,
Right.
them was
Some
for the
OGs.
OGs.
So remember this part of the story and the interview. Ahead of my time, even today.
Hell yeah.
Ahead of my time. You
Hell
listening
yeah.
to a 16-year-old tell you how he cried blood and bled tears, spit bullets and shot lyrics for dead peers, paid off cops to pop them when they were least expected, sniff powder to make sure that the key was perfected.
16.
16.
Spitting that shit.
Lost clients and workers all in the same sweep. Late night talking to rap and rhyme, I can't sleep. Cities infested with coppers like a kitchen with roaches. Young niggas that living down the block ferocious. Smoke chops, watch cops, no death approaches.
That shit. That's crazy as fuck.
They
bro.
looking at us like, who wrote that?
And let's say 16. And what year we talking about too? That's
We talking about fucking 96, 95, motherfuckers like.
come on, man.
So a lot of people
How many
didn't know what
songs
to do
was
with
y'all
us.
shooting to the label? Like
We shot the
trying?
label.
Probably.
We shot the label entire album within 3 months.
Now, in comparison to, let's just say, let me think of an executive that they say is no. In comparison to Suge Knight, what would be the difference between a Suge Knight and a Gov?
Gov wasn't trying to hurt us or take from us. The thing you had to understand that I understood then that people didn't understand is that, man, we all a bunch of East Oakland niggas came from the same situation. We just landed in a whole we on a fucking island. We don't even speak their language. Okay? We don't even dress like these motherfuckers.
Right.
They fly us to New York. We got on long jean heel figure fits. Nigga, we got
Right.
on Rolexes at 16.
Right.
It's 104 fucking degrees.
Right.
We don't even fit. So Gov was learning. And in learning, what do? You make
Fuck
mistakes.
up. Now
Bang.
for reference also, let's say how old was Gov?
Gov was 20-something.
Yeah.
25,
Yeah,
26.
Gov was damn near fresh off YA parole.
Exactly.
He was a young
So,
Yeah.
and he had other situations that also superseded us getting further in the situation we was in. So it was kind of like we was dealing with ultimately some grown shit, some grown nigga shit, and then just our own internal teenage shit, never being a child. You know, like Michael Jackson syndrome. You ain't no child in East Oakland. You a little girl, next thing you know, you on the corner, some nigga running, you doing something slick for the money, you a little nigga. We started out pumping gas on Bancroft. Then when niggas kept denying us, we started out snatching purses in downtown Oakland. Then we came up on some quarter-ounce money, nigga, and it ain't been no looking back. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, either you kept carrying that sack or you found a way to cross that bridge.
Right.
So the thing to me was, I didn't hold him accountable. When he got angry, he didn't hit me or hit E or none of that. Niggas kept G's. We always had G's. We just didn't know what to do with it. So we would grind and do what we knew we was doing, been doing.
Right.
I had enough sense to save my money, go get a crib.
What's crazy is everybody got the same story, because when you hear Keek talk and Keek just say, you know, they'll talk about what money he got for the album, but that's not the thing that we're talking about, right? Because people don't realize money up front is just advances anyway. You got to go off what this album do.
Let me tell you the problem people have in my heart with the money. The money can stop with that album, but the opportunity can go on forever.
The opportunity.
Like that opportunity back then, even though I didn't get whatever money I may have felt or people felt I should have got or however, that opportunity is why we sitting here today.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And also that man could have caught you up in how some of these rappers was in that fucking 7 or 8 album deal. Yeah. Well, not only am I not gonna pay you, nigga, you can't go get no money with nobody else.
Well, I knew not to sign deals like that. And I knew that quiet as kept, even the deal we signed wasn't good because we were 16 when we signed the contracts.
Was any parents there?
No, wasn't no parents.
Same
man.
thing.
You know the situation.
Right. Yeah.
So we were working on the whim. We was getting some shows. We was following with Drew, following the Luniz. The little niggas Cyda. They was trying to be somebody. Them niggas you sat in class with and ran the halls. They didn't want to die in these streets. I didn't want to die here in these motherfucking streets, man. And I didn't want to kill nobody. You know, that's the thing. You can only push any man so far before the savage side come out.
It's gonna happen.
And you always embedded with this because you around this. It ain't no normal shit like uncles to just, you know, take you to the park and shoot ball, play catch. We own 24/7 gangster shit.
Right.
Your little cousin just shot somebody. Your partner then raped his girlfriend.
Right.
The dope dealers looking for your mom and them then broke into the Chev and stole the bundle.
Yeah.
They might whoop you. Now you scared for nothing. Now it's hella shit. Then you got this music shit and you trapped in Oakland. We trapped out this motherfucker. I remember going to LA feeling like I was in Australia.
Yeah. now that you live a different type of life, do you ever? Because I do this all the time when I look at my daughter and I reflect, and I be like, her fucking problems is like, you know what I'm saying? The problems her and her friends talk about, like, God damn, this shit is lovely.
That means
we had real grown man problems.
Yeah, like I'm like way jealous of her, man. Like you got.
That means
they got parents.
You did your job.
Yeah.
You know, you came from something so fucked up that you wouldn't even dare allow your seed to go through that.
Right.
You wouldn't, even if you had a sack you was sniffing on or some alcohol you was drinking, you was finna back up off of that when the time came. Man up for your baby and do what gotta be done.
Right.
That's what the shit about.
Right.
And the thing about it is, the music is forever. You ain't always gonna blow up first. You might blow up in the 9th inning. The dopest shit you might learn or say might come right before your last breath. But you've been standing at that door your whole life waiting on it. You forgot to live your life and shit.
Ooh.
You know? I ain't looking to make the biggest hit in my life, man. I'm looking to talk to my people.
That's a cold motherfucking analogy, man.
That's the real shit, man. The game is so deep, right? People just look at us and the layer of little clothes we dressed in and the little hint of weed they smell and they pass judgment. You don't even know who you talking to. You don't know what you're talking to. You don't know what you're dealing with. When you listen to this music and you depict it from your little small-minded ass angle, that's because you ain't sat back and even looked in the mirror to get to know yourself to imagine who the fuck I am. So
now let me ask you this, because I always wondered this. on Cell Block compilation, on 80 ounces, is that y'all talking? On Rich song?
Yeah.
Because in the background, I heard the
that's us.
One Step Beyond Bomb. I said, that's them niggas.
That's like before we ever really started laying songs and shit. We was just in
y'all
the studio.
They get that young energy.
Yeah,
they like these young niggas got us turned.
We had style. We was grinders, so we had a little money and little cars, you know. And all the East Oakland hustlers knew us. We was just Lil T and Lil E. So it was cool to come to the studios and hang with niggas.
Y'all was just popping y'all shit then.
And we was good little dudes. We wasn't like, and we gonna be no problems when niggas came, wasn't starting no shit, we gonna bring no bad crowd. Right. So it was like, we cool to be around. That's how it was easy to work with us to get us a deal, because our image wasn't so drowned in negativity.
So the relationship with Richie Rich is paraphernalia to the mob.
Right.
And like, so, cause he's on another song with y'all.
Yeah, we got a lot of songs.
A lot of songs, but I don't know what was the one. T Luni, Mr. E.
Young Guns. That was on his album. That was on his album. That was the first song we did with Rich.
And that was on Half Thing. And the reason I was tripping off that, because I always tripped off Half Thing, because I always tripped off D-Shot got a executive producer credit on that, right? That came out on Shot Records.
Right.
If you go back and look at that album, Rich was fresh out from getting caught with the Half Thing in the wall, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And and so that, I love that song though. That's why I'm just, I'm thinking about it. Always play in my mind anyway, whether I'm listening to it or not. And that's some cold shit for y'all. That to be the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we came into it with niggas that it's Oakland, it's flavor, it's niggas in whips, niggas riding Vets and Benzes, and it's the baddest bitches you ever seen. Niggas got Rolexes full of diamonds. So you gotta play your part. You ain't got all the shit, right? But you still gotta know how to play your part and paint your perception to the people. That's what made people think I was older and he was a little older, because of how we carried ourselves, because of the people we're around. You couldn't be goofy and shit. And you consciously aware of the shit you going through and you into. You want this studio time to last forever. You going so crazy because you know what you're going home to. Or you know what you're going back to the block to. I was a dude that, and this is some real shit, you guys, anybody in the mob, you would have to drag me off the block. I wouldn't leave the block because I didn't want to be broke. I feared hunger. I feared not having somewhere to lay my head. And I always expressed that to my niggas, like, I ain't really got a family like that. So I got to do what I got to do. I would be in the studio and shit, and they'd be like, T, what's up with the verse? And I remember one time, the engineer, John Endo, he came in, he like, T, you got the shit in your mouth? And I had like 30 rocks in my mouth. Damn. But I was spitting the verse. Damn. And then I spit the rocks out and I wouldn't take it. And he like, man, when you gonna quit that shit?
But niggas wouldn't take their rocks out their mouth.
Nothing, man.
Because you couldn't drop pieces, man. That was the bundle. You couldn't get to the half zip if you lost 3 rocks, man.
Right.
You'll never get to it because you would go get another quarter and then you fuck off the extras.
Nigga go to quarter pound and throw his count off. so fucking with Rich and getting that experience. I'm sure that was he signed. He was on Def Jam shortly after that.
After that, yeah.
So. And y'all all paraphernalia to the mob. Now, when y'all got signed to Elektra and y'all did Condoms and Cuties with Adina Howard, was she y'all label mate? So that was the alley-oop from the label, basically. Like, we trying to get y'all niggas.
Yeah, so...
Is it a video?
No.
So they dropped the ball?
No, they didn't. Okay. That was on the movie soundtrack to... Adam Wayans and Damon Wayans and Adam Sandler. It's a movie. It was a dope ass movie back in the day. Bulletproof.
Is
that right?
And we got paid for that. We got our credits and everything for that. And they dropped the ball on that one.
Okay.
So here's the thing. We were signed to East West Electra. What nobody knew is we had friends that niggas didn't know we had friends. We were signed with Busta Rhymes and Flip Mode Squad.
Okay.
Rampage. Okay. Levert. Keith Sweat. Adina Howard.
Okay.
That right?
So y'all had folks.
Man.
So when we get invited to shit, it'd be like, what the fuck? Like, I remember one time we got invited to a breakfast in LA, and I'm like sitting here talking to Gerald Levert.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, I'm trying to be cool and shit. Like, I ain't no bitch, but I'm like,
this Casanova.
Nigga.
Yeah. I'm sitting here, Romeo, and never been friends. I'm like, wow. Yeah. And so I learned to get over my starstruck. We had good friends like Jamie Foxx. He fucked with us.
Right.
Krazy is kept. One time, me and E spent the whole day in LA in the studio with Jamie Foxx and Rudy Raymore.
Oh,
is that right?
Wow.
A whole day.
That was the coldest day in the world.
And Jamie Foxx is just like us.
Yeah, he is.
He ain't no different than us.
Yeah, I was around Jamie.
He ain't nigga that had no jewelry, none of that shit. Just a regular cool motherfucker.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what blew my mind about Jamie Foxx. Mike Tyson, Vegas, that night of the fight. Me and my wife walking down the strip, she dragging her feet and shit. We done missed a little piece of fight, of course. So I stop in at the casino and everybody tell me, everybody going over to Caesars. So I'm at Caesars and it's big, nigga. It's Genuine, it's Jamie Foxx. Tell the motherfuckers, we standing in this crowd and I look at Jamie, he look at me, and it's all these people, nigga, paparazzi. He like, T, what's up?
Damn.
I shrunk.
Yeah.
Nigga, I shrunk. I was like,
Yeah.
My wife like, he talking to you? I'm like, yeah, he talking to me. I go over there, what's up, my nigga? Ooh.
Yeah.
We went to a party that night, invited us to. And after that, you know, we didn't get to really intertwine with him no more, but we got to meet a lot of amazing people. You get to meet great people, and from those people, without them teaching you, you always learn something. A smart man always takes something back home.
When I was in just to revert back a little bit about condoms and cuties, when I listened to that and I listened to the lyrics and niggas say, and then I make your bed rock. Mm-hmm. Like when you hear this shit later on in life and so many songs, like, what do you think? Like, I'm like, this is like some original shit that people use. Mm-hmm. Later on, you hear like Lil Wayne and his crew got a whole song. I can make your bed rock. Like,
well, the thing is, being ahead of your time. Remember, to get away from the pain, niggas watch them cartoons, the Jetsons, the Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, He-Man, Thundercats. So I would incorporate small pieces of reality into the music to touch you. I would say shit that would really, you'd be like, huh, you heard that? Rewind it. That was in the days of rewinding. Yeah. Nigga, rewind that. You heard what he said?
Yeah.
Eclipse of Prince of Darkness. Whenever the dog hits, I feel my heart get to beating, and you busters be my target. PM is cold-hearted. I'd be like, did you write that, E? Like, rewind that shit. It just come out.
Did you know when you, because I don't think Rapping Ryan or Diddley knew either. Like, did you know them was punchlines and metaphors? Did you have a clue? Or did you just like to rap like that? Because like you said, Redhead Kingpin, I'm sure Grand Poobah and Brand Nubian, like, this shit is embedded in your head. You don't really see it as a East Coast thing.
I wrote poems. This is the funny thing. And then I'm gonna be honest. None of my raps ain't raps. They all poems.
Okay.
I just say them with aggression.
Is that right?
If you look at a rap I write, it's just one long sentence. There's no breaks, there's no commas, there's no capitals. Only I can say it. Only I know where to put the emphasis because it's a poem. It's coming from the heart.
Right.
So a lot of people, I don't know how they do it. I know Yuck, he has a certain style he does. Eclipse, he would go in the corner and write his rap. Like, nigga, we doing the song together. What you saying? He wouldn't do that. He'd go over there, and when he come back, you know, like, if your shit ain't right, you lost this one.
Right.
Everything is a competition. When we go in the studio, we friends, but like they say, when the helmet come down, fuck all that.
Yeah, it's time to
Keith,
go.
you ain't finna get me on this one.
Right, right.
You ain't finna get me on this one. Yuck, you're not winning this one.
Right.
No. Huh? I would always try to hold it down. Like, I remember one time Spice One called me, and he wanted to do a song with me. And I went over to the studio on Alameda to Mike Denton, and he had this sick-ass song. Pop, 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 goes my nine. And I'm like, ooh, that's dope. And it's like this. Boom, 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 doom, doom, doom. I'm like, okay. And he went, and he was like, you feeling it? I'm like, yeah. So I sat and I wrote the poem. And then he like, you feeling it? I'm in. I started spitting the verse. And halfway through the verse, this nigga Spice One busting the sound booth. I'm spooked. I'm like, damn, he ain't feeling it. He like, that's what the fuck I'm talking about, nigga. He like, shoot that shit. It fucked me off. I had to start over and shit. But you know, it's like when people do that, that's what's energizing you. That's what's like defining you. That's like saying, ooh, I'm being accepted by the greats.
Right.
Like, people don't even hail niggas like Rich and Spice One no more shit, but that was like the niggas we idol. That was like our Elvis Presley's, nigga.
Right.
That's what we knew. Pop.
Right.
All these niggas, this who we love.
Right.
So for them to feel you was like you accepted me.
Mm-hmm.
The acceptance. And in the acceptance, that's when, you know, you started becoming.
So what was